We're back again, and we are going to continue Winter's Empty Mask. Based on my previous videos, I have noticed that you guys took a liking to Darling Duality Winter Wish. Sadly, I finished playing that game. It is pretty simple, good and bad end. I played both endings, and I've got that game over and done with. Now I went on Steam and typed up Yandere, hoping to find some fun other games to play. Hopefully some RPG such as Mad Father, those things, and they all cost money. I find one that's coming soon in October 1st, something to do with Yandere, and it luckily is an RPG that I think I'd be pretty interested in playing, so probably download that once it's available. But before that, I might download some other Yandere ones. Hopefully they don't cost too much. But on that, let's continue with Winter's Empty Mask. Continue. And last time, once I saw this picture, I recall that we met the guy that she is probably obsessed with, seeing as she has been trying to find him ever since she was a kid. But let's continue. Yuki unexpectedly laughs again, with as much elegance and beauty as the first time. Seeing her makes me question why would I have wanted to get such a pretty girl away from me. So I think he is speaking as we are playing as the boy right now. I think it would be better for you to go to the cafeteria before lunch hour is over. I nod silently before fixing my eyes on hers. Yes, I should better do it, or I'll have to suffer the consequences. Yuki smiles, covering her lips with one hand. However, her smile soon disappears. Her expression becomes shy in a couple of seconds. Mind if I accompany you? A small question that implies something bigger. Since she already has my permission, there should not be any problem. But there is something else that bothers me when I think about it. Something that may appear silly. I'd like to say yes, but you brought no food with you, right? I would not like to be the only one eating. Yeah, 'cause kinda impolite. If I was sitting with someone and they have no food, I'm just eating. Wouldn't it be awkward? I'd just be eating and they'd just be staring at me. It would look bad for me to have a girl by my side and don't let her get a single bite. I must look as a fool right now, but that's the way I am. I slap my forehead gently, expressing with the gesture that I feel stupid. Sorry, what I said does not make sense. I can share half of my food with you. No, you don't have to do that. You're much hungrier than me. She answers immediately. I'm surprised to hear her say that. She's the first person I know who has ever rejected free food. Let me just say, in high school, when someone actually offers you food, you can't say no. No one rejects free food, and that's not a personal opinion. That's a fact. Because when I go to school, no one offers anyone food because they know that if you offer your friend free food, they're gonna eat all of it. They won't leave you a single bite. When I was little, my friends always asked me to invite them, and now she rejects it. Undoubtedly, she is someone special. After saying that, Yuki smiles, looking more relaxed. Maybe tomorrow I could bring my own lunch, so we can eat together. That sounds like a much better suggestion, at least for my stomach. Sure, if you prefer it. I'll see you tomorrow at lunchtime. Yes, see you tomorrow, Tanaka. Enjoy your lunch. Yuki smiles gratefully before bowing and finally retreating. A moment of peace and quiet, finally. I watch her walk away while I think about whether I had or not made a mistake. Maybe I'd gotten involved in something complicated without knowing it. I feel the remorse, regret in my heart as I walk to the cafeteria. I may have been given a new chance in life, but the stupidity will never be taken away from me. Anyway, it's best to forget it. If I did it was for a reason, and repenting would be useless now. After talking to Yuki, the rest of the day continues as normal, as boring and peaceful as it should be. The bell rings announcing the end of classes. I had survived one more day. The teacher says a few last words before giving us permission to retire and walks out through the door. Then my classmates pick up their things and start to leave, some in a hurry, while others stop to talk with complete calm. I have no reason to stay like that. Without hesitation, I head for the door. I thought Yuki would be following me, but I was wrong. I sigh with relief and continue moving, this time without stopping until I get to the train station. In the afternoon, there are fewer people than in the mornings. I manage to find an unoccupied seat and start playing a card game on my phone. I let the time pass until I hear I have reached my stop. Then I get off the train and continue walking. The sky has a beautiful orange color while the winter air feels icy, the right thing for the season. Once I'm in front of my house, I enter the key and open the door. I'm home, I say while I take off my shoes after entering. Then suddenly my mother appears with a big smile. At first glance, she looks impatient, as if thinking about something. Ichiro, you'll not guess who I just met today. I immediately blink, confused. Did she meet Yuki? Please say yes. Yes, she's right. I would never guessed, because I cannot think of a single person. I blink a couple of times, confused before speaking. Who, mother? Reika! Do you still remember her? You used to always play together when you were children. And now she has grown up to become such a pretty girl. She says excited, as I had rarely seen her before. Her news take me by surprise. Oh shit, it's a childhood friend. I already know this is gonna turn to a Yandere one. Now I'm happy, because this is another Yandere game. Because in every Yandere anime there is one Yandere, one guy, and then there's this bitch, aka childhood friend, that somehow calls the male character by like a cute nickname and gets close to him, then the Yandere kills that girl. Yeah, how is this gonna happen? Reika? I exclaim, incredulous. Listening to that makes my heart jump. For a moment, I had forgotten who she was. It's true, when I lived in Namiji years ago, I used to play a lot with Reika. And not only that, she told me she would come tomorrow to greet you. Try to behave, Ichiro. My heart then stops for a moment. I do not know whether to shout or keep quiet. It was impossible to believe. The last part was my mother's idea, without a doubt. Also, it is not like I can refuse to it. It was an incredible surprise. I have not heard from her in a long time. I don't know if she keeps thinking of me as a friend. I respond in shame without being able to get that idea out of my mind. When I was a child, I remember other kids used to make fun of me for playing with a girl, but I didn't care. Reika was then my best friend, someone I enjoyed spending time with. But with the passing of time and the changes it brings, I do not know if I can continue to see her as a friend. I don't say it only because our personalities have changed. Ichiro, Reika's a very good girl. She's not forgotten you, or she would not even have recognized me. Besides, I thought you'd be happy to hear from her again. Yes, I'm glad. It's just that I don't know what to think. It is very unexpected. We'll better get ready because she'll come to see you tomorrow after class. My mother's a good person, but can be somewhat controlling at times. Yes, I'll keep it in mind, I say in resignation. We don't talk more about it. During dinner, the conversation is diverted to other more common issues, such as my mother's workmates, as she had just changed offices and therefore has new colleagues, although she continues to work for the same statistics company. Also, inevitably, the subject of how I'm gone to school is touched, and of course the eternal question of whether I'm making new friends. I call it eternal because I don't think she will ever stop asking it, even if I made friends with everyone in the city. Or worse, she'd begin to ask if I already had gotten a girlfriend. That's never an Asian-like thing. It's always either Japanese or English families. They're like, oh, have you gotten a girlfriend? Oh, are you in love with everyone? It's maybe Japan, but in more Asian families, they're like, are you studying okay? Have you gotten straight A's? Did you do your homework? Did you complete every project? Don't think about soulmates. You should be studying. And I'm just like, oh, here we go again. Yes, yes, and yes. Thanks for preparing dinner. I say before getting up from the table and going to the kitchen to wash my dishes. Before going to bed, I watch TV for a couple of hours. I avoid watching the news program. They always talk about the same thing, death and misfortune. Instead, I prefer a comedy show or action movie. My mother goes to bed first because tomorrow she has another day at work. It's a tradition to do extra hours in the office every day and not return until the head of the department goes home. It's a very difficult schedule for parents, and completely devastating for a single parent. I can't help but feel great respect for her. When I finally feel sleepy, I turn off the TV and go to my room. This day is over, but the next one has a lot ready for me. I think about it while I'm lying in bed and admire the ceiling of my room. Reiko was a very important person in my life. We used to be neighbors. Years ago, we played together whenever we could. Now, with the pass of time, her face has darkened, forgotten. The only thing I can remember is her hair, brown and beautiful, and her bright smile. But I'll never forget how valuable she was to me. She was kind, funny, and intelligent, barely a year older than me, but she seemed to know everything, at least, with my childish mind that was my impression. As I reminisce about the past, I remember how we used to play in the park, separated from the other children because we were considered odd. But we didn't care, the only thing in our minds was to have fun. The day we moved, I saw her cry, but she quickly forced a smile. Since then, every night, I began to wonder if the two of us would live long enough to meet again someday. I didn't realize when I stopped doing it. Time is a cruel master, little by little, stealing everything you have. My mother said she still remembers me, but I'm not the child I used to be. Definitely the innocence that I once had was lost. It worries me to think that she may end up not liking me anymore. I know that it's likely if it was I who ended up not liking her. In short, there's nothing I can do but wait and see what happens. It's true. When time passes, people change a lot. And when you don't see that person for a long time and then you see them, everything changes. The silence of the night is interrupted by a sudden rumble, a sound like thunder. Everyone has heard a storm roar, but not many know the sound. However, in Bemidji, it is even more common that they have any natural phenomenon. It is the sound of a bullet being fired. Soon many other are added to the first. At night, crime was moving its dark hands again. A group of 10 men dressed in suits were escorting an elderly man, a well-known politician from the city Yami Takado, aspiring to the position of mayor in the following elections. He wears a dark blue suit along with a red tie. A white beard, well cut, adorns his face. The attacker is alone, just one person. However, her abilities went unparalleled. Red. The murderer once again acts. Her orders are clear, eliminating the objective that poses a threat to the family. It's her. Again, I want her clothes. A white mask with a smile covers her face, the traditional mask of a maiden. The costume she wears is different from the one she used years ago. It is now a red and white yakama, typical of Shinto priestesses. The men look desperately at Red, evading the bullets while pressing their weapons triggers as fast as their fingers allow. Firearms are humanity's most effective killing tool, however they're designed for killing other human beings, ordinary humans at that. Their small projectiles blink fast, pierce tissue, breaks bones and organs. The wound causes a fatal hemorrhage in just seconds. However, for Red, bullets meant next to nothing. Her eyes measure each movement of her attackers and the position in which they point in order to calculate the direction of the bullets. She's freaking Einstein. Just calculate the direction of the bullets? She's not human. It's easy for her to get out of their way and evade them completely. Even if somehow managed to be hit by her abnormal demonic blood, will continue to flow and regenerate her body in a matter of seconds. She's a Akuma? By the way, Akuma is demon in Japanese. I think she's a demon. Red jumps to the right of the group of men, as fast as the bullets themselves, and then jumps up. Needles! Throwing a wave of black needles as the bodyguards at the target. They explode. The men immediately growl in pain, and soon after silence returns. The bodies of the bodyguards fall to the ground, devoid of life. A single attack in a single instant was all that was necessary to eliminate them. However, 2 men remain standing. The target stares terrified at the guardian before him, whose hands have become shields of stone. Yuki understands immediately. He is another shaman. So go to the safe house. I will stop Red. Move. Yami gulps before nodding. Yami? Captain Yami? I'm sorry. The name Yami reminds me of a character, an anime character from Black Clover. He mutters no word of gratitude, only the sound of the hasty steps of a man who fears for his life can be heard. Red watches her target run away without moving a single muscle. In front of her stands a man with arms made of rock, which soon change shape. His arms tremble as the indescribable sound of stone grains rearranging and transforming, similar to a creak, reaches her ears. From her shields they are transformed into a sharp glassed sword. How many nights have I been waiting for you to appear? From the moment I was assigned to the job, I knew we would cross paths one day. What I did not imagine is that you would try a direct attack. Because you're stupid. Red doesn't respond, neither in the form of a gesture or words. She just watches his opponent suffer spasms as he becomes a monster made of glass and stone. His suit is torn apart when his body grows and his skin hardens, shredding completely. He has 3 bright yellow eyes on his face, a set of lower fangs so big that they could go over his mouth. He also lacks a nose, only nostrils. 3 thick fingers in each hand and feet. Finally, numerous crystal thorns grow on his back, making any kind of attack from behind an exercise in madness. The stone shaman is more than twice the height and looks much more terrifying than the killer. However, it is the monster who is afraid. Red remains in absolute calm, motionless, as if she were a cordless toy while her opponent analyzes her. Ow! Ah, cramps. Ow. Are you just gonna sit there doing nothing? In silence. Get ready for battle. It's just attacks, isn't it? If it's not, then... Ow. Attack. I'm just gonna... Cool. Okay. It's just... Again... Tornadoes are effective though, but like imagine if we actually had those powers. Like, if we had those powers, or anyone had those powers, I doubt that it would the world would not be peaceful. If anyone had that kind of power, I think we definitely would just be dead. If anyone had that kind of power in the real world, it's actually pretty dangerous. I'm guessing. It takes so long to just kill him. I can't really attack for now. Did I defend myself? I hope to God I did. Because right now I can't use any skills, I can only attack him like a simple freaking human that I am, even though Yuki is actually a demon. I would guess she's a demon because, like, they said her demonic blood dying. Frick. What the F? The hell? Why? Ow. I've just experienced pain from this ugly ass monster. Ow. Special attack. Oh, I like that one. I like that one. We sustain less damage. heard blood boil. Oh, I'm glad we killed him. Am I glad? I love the skill hair strands, because I just imagine our hair just wrapping the shit around him and just, you know, completely killing the heck out of him. Oh, our attack power. We're gonna regenerate. Yes. Regeneration always works, because our character Yuki, she has demonic blood, which allows her to regenerate quickly, no matter what her enemies do. So, I was away for quite a while and wasn't able to make videos because it was the holidays and I had to spend like a lot of time with my family. So what we did was like we went to the park and like stuff, so I wasn't able to like stay home because we were like going out almost every single day during the holidays, because usually I wouldn't get to spend time with my sister because she would go to school and my dad would like go to work and my mom would just be busy with like work, like house chores. So usually if I were to ever go out, it'd just be on my own. So I was just honestly pretty happy because I was able to go out with not just myself but my family. Also, if you guys actually did like Darling Duality Winter Wish, check out Manly Badass Hero. That's the channel I got the game from. He plays other Yandere games, and it's definitely really good. He has a really awesome narrating voice, and he's pretty funny. He plays a lot of other Yandere games, and not just Yandere games. He also plays other games, horror games, anime games. Yeah, his channel is just mainly him playing tons of games and like other genre ones, and I enjoyed it a lot. So basically all the Yandere games I'm going to play will be from his channel, and maybe other ones I find from the same creator of Darling Duality, because they make a lot of pretty awesome games that I do take an interest in. I like it a lot. I do appreciate people who game, because for example Markiplier and like Jacksepticeye and all those people who game, it did help me through a lot of bad things throughout high school, because my high school years wasn't really a good part of my life. I didn't really enjoy it, I hated it. But like people who are funny and people who are gaming, I would watch them, and then when they like laugh, I laugh, and like they actually bring like a smile to my face. So I actually respect people who make videos not for money, not for fame, but just to keep their subscribers and viewers happy and to satisfy them. Because them editing their videos takes a whole lot of effort, but they're like not afraid of like spending so much effort. They're happy of helping people out, and I think they're just pretty amazing for doing that. So yeah. This is taking a long time. He's nearly dead. Hopefully he dies quickly. I just keep regenerating. So honestly, this isn't like a hard fight. You just select attacks and try to kill him slowly. I'm just gonna use my skills because I can't be bothered. But I wonder if my skills will kill him quicker. Precision evasion. I missed? Wait, no, he missed me. Is that it? Or did I miss him? If I missed him, oh, I'm gonna be so pissed. Did my defensive score or did his? Ouch. Okay, regenerate. I'm gonna regenerate. Heal. I love how he tries to hit me, but I defend it and hit him instead. Because he's stupid. I wonder if he has a brain. Because he's a stone. I don't know if the stone monster has a brain. Ow. I do wish, like, between these, like, fights or skills, they actually have a dialogue where, like in anime, they just, before they kill each other, they just have this dialogue where they explain every step. They're like, I'm gonna kill you, and then after I kill you, I'm gonna bury your body, and after that I'll destroy your whole village. And then they do this whole freaking monologue before they start fighting, and I'm just like, just get on with it. Like, it's no use. The crystal monster spits its own blood on the ground, and then the impossible happens. It explodes. Oh, he sinks! I thought he was about to implode. His feet begin to sink into the floor as if it was water, however it is still as solid as before. He is using his spiritual power in order to move through solid objects. Ah, shit. I have no reason to stay here. We'll see each other again, Red. The shaman is seriously injured, but is able to escape using that technique. He cannot move quickly while he is underground, but it works well enough for him to enter the sewers of the city. If Yuki wanted to reach him, she would have take a long detour. That was always your plan, to distract me during combat and then escape. Not bad. I did not plan to die here. There's nothing extraordinary about that. But you will. I'm gonna kill you either way. As soon as she says that, the monster suddenly stops his escape. Mysteriously, his body remains immobile. Then, when all he needed was to dip his head underground, he screams, deeply surprised. His face may no longer be human, but you can still imagine his expression of disbelief. What the hell? Hair? Thin strands of hair are tied around the monster. His stone skin was insensitive to such fine threads. That's why he didn't notice until it was too late. Bunsky. Red makes use of the moment to attack him by nailing 3 long needles in his eyes. Ow! He screams in agony. The monster roars. The pain prevents him from concentrating on the technique. He involuntarily emerges, being ejected from the solid ground. However, soon he is silenced. The monster immediately falls to the ground. Is he dead? Oh, he's not dead. His senses works perfectly. He could feel pain at that moment, but his attempts to scream wouldn't just not come out. He is unable to accept it as real, but that pain, there was no way it could be a lie. The evidence is clear. Red had just killed him. He moves his head looking for Red with his eyes and quickly finds her next to his body. He quickly digging a knife into his chest right through his heart. Red looks at him coldly behind the mask, which smiles, or rather never stops smiling artificially. He then loses consciousness, falling into an endless dream. His body then writhes in terrible spasms, shedding the protective glass that covered it until all trace of it disappears. Seconds later, he remains completely motionless, with his face against the ground. The place is immediately covered in a veil of silence. The night that once roared to and thundered with the sound of the battle now had hushed, lifeless. The only sound now was the cold wind of winter and the quiet footsteps of the killer. Red approaches the body of her victim and then moves her hand towards him with her palm open. There was still something left to be done. The bodies of all the bodyguards writhe and crack, their organs crushed by the pressure applied of the blood. Yee! Until they are completely destroyed. The sound comes from the murderer's companion who always follows her wherever she goes. Red stares at the result of her work with an expressionless face, at the macabre and bloody scene for a couple of seconds before forgetting about them. Then she moves her head, looking for something. A crow perched on a lamppost looks at her for a couple of seconds and then flies away. And the crow's like, if I do not fly, she's gonna kill me too. I'm gonna finish this scene, and then we'll finish up this video. Yami runs the desolate streets looking for the Kiragawa's family's safe house. His allies and fellow enemies of the Katsu family. He knows the Katsu? Then he must have not have noticed Yuki. His heart beats frantically, his lungs burn and his legs weigh him down. A few minutes later, he is short of breath, as his physical condition is not remotely close to being the best. Though running for his life had proven to be a better motivation than any other. Yeah, like me, I don't run until it's absolutely necessary, because I literally cannot run. The only thing in his mind at the moment is that he must be getting and should not take him long to reach a place where the place will not. To a place where the place. Is it typo? Where not even the Katsu would be able to interfere. He repeats that to himself 1,000 times. It is not much farther, just a little more. I found you! Shit. Suddenly Yami stops. He remains motionless, too terrified to turn around. His blood freezes to the sound of her voice. He recognizes her instantly. He is unable to think of an answer. What words could he say in that situation? In the end, that did not matter, since at the next moment he fell to the ground, killed from the back in a single stroke. The old man groans in pain as he collapses. Having lost the strength to remain on his feet, Yami looks forward with his eyes. How did you already find me? The man looks puzzled. The only thing that keeps him alive is that doubt. Red responds by simply pointing upwards. They guided me here. Who? Oh, crows. Yami eyes look up and discover a herd of crows perched on a nearby lamppost. He barely manages to see them for a second before the image becomes blurred. Then he exhales his last breath. I nearly yawned, but then I stopped. What followed next, anyone could imagine. Just blood, and more blood. Just gore. Oh, and that scene's end. Like I said, I'm gonna end here. I'm gonna save this as every good gamer does. Is this saved? And I'm gonna save it. Here. Yes. No! Fuck! Ah, shit! Ah, shit! I accidentally said oh, shit! Frick! Shit! Oh, I have to do this fight all over again? Ah, crap. Oh my god, guys, I'm sorry. But anyways, I'll end this. So, I will get back to the point where Ichiro wakes up, and then I'll start the video from there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, love y'all, stay creepy. Bye!